Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm a bit late to the party, but here I am, marking my attendance to one of the most talked about Tamil films recently. This is not exactly a review, but an analysis of the curious case of Meiyazhagan and its unusual success story. Coming from C. Premkumar's stable with an unconventional star cast, the film did set some decent expectations with the trailer. However, the film encountered an unanticipated controversy involving Karthi over Tirupati laddus during its promotion in Andhra. Thankfully, the issue did not blow out of proportion, but it did give some sleepless nights to the filmmakers. The film opened in theaters with mixed reactions, and initial reactions from fans did not show much promise. Though there were some positive reviews, the response was lukewarm in general. But thanks to its moderate budget, the film went on to cover its cost with a decent box office run. The story does not end there, and this is where it gets interesting. Meiyalagan found its OTT release on Netflix, and ever since, it has been the talk of the town, with positive reviews pouring from viewers across India. A film that was never made for pan-India audience now has a fan base that has broken the language barriers in India. I never anticipated so many positive reviews from the Hindi-speaking viewers and reviewers. By now, you would have heard enough about the story of this film, but I will repeat it nonetheless. A young Arul, along with his family, has to bid farewell to his hometown as his father loses his ancestral home to his relatives. Arul never wants to come back to the village again, but after many years, Arul is forced to visit the village for his cousin's wedding. Arul's encounter with a nameless young man in the village rekindles Arul's childhood memories, which makes him take a walk in the memory lane inadvertently. How he reconnects himself with his inner self and himself with the life that he loved so much and lost through this nameless man is what the story is about. There is no great mystery or plot twists or action, just a simple story of humans, emotions, and relationships lost and found. Now, who is this movie for? It is for those who have the patience to keep the phone away for a couple of hours and immerse in some nothingness. Just like catching up with an old friend over banters and reminiscing about old times. What do you expect or what happens when you sit for a chat with an old friend? Nothing but conversations. And before you realize, hours have passed by when you have been swept away by the nostalgia. You do not regret that you wasted a few hours. You only wish you can do it more often. That is the feeling you get on watching this film. The story revolves around these two characters, Arul played by Arvind Swamy and Meiyalagan played by Karthi. Arul is the unwilling character who is forced to attend the wedding and borderline snobbish, whereas Mei at the other end of the spectrum is the annoying village brought up who is all out there to impress Arul, as he adores and looks up to Arul since childhood. The first striking feature of this film is though the story is shown from Arul's point of view, as a viewer, we can put ourselves in the shoes of either of the characters. How? Each of us decide to reflect that side of our personality based on the person we interact with in our lives. While we may choose to be the snobbish Arul who looks down upon a chunk of the people we live with in our daily lives, we are blissfully ignorant of the fact that we are May in someone else's eyes. Yes, there is always this popular boy or girl you always looked up to without the feeling being reciprocated. And there is always this annoying colleague or relative from whom you want to escape. The second aspect is how the director, editor, and cinematographer chose to frame and edit the shots. There is no hurry. The slow pace is deliberate. Every single shot is crafted for the viewer to immerse in the setting and indulge in what is happening around. And the colors. With natural, vibrant colors, the scenes are brought to our eyes, reflecting the simple, unadulterated rural setup. And the casting. Arvind Swamy as Arul is an unusual choice. The man who has always played sophisticated roles thanks to Maniratnam finds himself in an unfamiliar territory. Characters that display a wide array of emotions has never been his forte. In this film, he has broken that stereotype about himself. He has worked hard to pull this off and he has done it in style for most of the parts. His efforts are visible. There are some rough edges to be found only while nitpicking. Karthi, on the other hand, is in his elements. This is a role made for himself and he cakewalks. Prem Kumar and Govind Vasantha are a viral combo and they have taken off from where they left in '96. Govind shines in the background score and the songs. And finally, the ending. We have seen in so many films with sweet proceedings with the director deciding to conclude with a tragedy so that the shock factor keeps the viewers haunted for a while and makes us remember the film. Luckily, Prem Kumar stays away from that treatment. He has decided to let it be the way it is. There is no tragic end, and I cannot thank Prem Kumar enough for that. Okay, so many great things are said about this film, but this film is not without its flaws. Here are some. As usual, it is a man's world. The female characters are just a blur in the background. No one really takes the center stage, whether it is Arul's wife or May's wife or Arul's cousin. They are all out there just to adore and support their men. The mystery built around finding the name of May is as lame as it can get. Come on, how long does it take to pull someone aside and ask the name of someone? It is so silly and filmy, typical of Indian movies. But guess what? Most people find it interesting. I do not understand people. And finally, it is overwhelmingly sugar syrupy. It is like an Indian wedding meal served with sweet dishes only. It is tasty for sure, but an overdose. The emotions are overwhelming. If you are someone like me who is not great with expressions and emotions, this film could get you squirming uncomfortably in your seat at times. Having said that, this is a must watch in my opinion. It is well worth a one time watch. Who knows, once you watch it once, you may be tempted to watch it again and again. That's it for now. Thanks for staying with me. I'll come back with my next review. Till then, bye bye.